Hello, everybody. Palm Springs Cindy. I am delighted to be with you today. I have a lot to share with you, starting with a week ago today. I had an appointment and met with my deep plane facelift surgeon, Dr. Chopra. And at that time, he told me I was doing well. I was healing. He said, "You're a good healer." and he said, "Now I know you're feeling better, but you are still only 15% healed." So as of last Monday, I am 15% healed. I can, you can still see the puffiness. I have puffiness here, well, all here, and I feel it. I feel like a kind of a tightness. Not too bad though, actually not too bad at all. So certainly no pain or anything like that. And as you're looking at me right now, I have no foundation on. I do have a little bit of concealer right here. But one of the things that he did was to put fat underneath my eyes right here because my eyes were sunken. And so I hesitate to play around too much with this part of my face, knowing that, that has deliberately been built up. And so if it's, more, if it's puffier right here for now, this side is worse than this side, then so be it. It will be just fine. I'm not concerned one bit. So there you go. Regarding my facelift, I would highly recommend anyone who is thinking about it, who, is maybe a little bit hesitant, please, for me, my opinion is I would do it over again, lickety split. So there. Now, luckily, I'm not going to have to do something like this ever again. Never say never. No, seriously. Okay. I want to say that I'm so thrilled because I ran into 2 subscribers at Home Goods on the same day, actually. I love it when someone stops me and says, "Are you?" I'm like, "Yes." And so I did get a picture with one of the gals. And of course, can I remember her name? No, but I'm gonna search. I'm gonna put our picture together, and so hopefully, I thought I wrote her name down, and I think I did. So I'll investigate that, and hopefully I can get that up. And then let's see what else I want to share. The only thing I am watching on television right now is that Murdoch mystery, that murder from South Carolina or something. Oh my gosh. You guys, there's some things I just cannot receive inside my brain. They're so bizarre. And this is one of them. It just, who knows? Everyone's innocent till convicted guilty. But I just can't get over it. And I want to say right now that all the people that they have interviewed, all this, I'm going to say there have been a couple women that they've interviewed that have worked for that company, the Murdoch company, are so awesome. The housekeeper, the secretaries, or what, maybe their law, I don't know what their job titles are, but they are awesome. And that company was blessed to have those people working for them and caring for them in that way. So, okay, that's what I'm watching on TV, plus The Chosen. I cannot stop watching The Chosen. I watch it over and over again. There is something about the man who plays Jesus. It's not the actor. It's the embodiment of the person, the man that Christ was, the God man that he was. And that they're portraying him, more, I'm going to say from a man's point of view, that he has a sense of humor, that he, everything he says when he's questioned is just, comes out perfectly, of course, he's Jesus. But, I'm to see the Bible acted out in this fashion, the way they're doing it, it is blowing my mind. It is rocking my world. And it's changing my relationship with Jesus in such a deeper, more profound way, because I see him so much more human. One of the reasons why I'm enjoying The Chosen so much, like I said, the whole portrayal of Jesus as more man than God, like they're really showing his human side. Because, and all of you guys that grew up Catholic and went to Catholic school will be able to relate to what I'm going to say next. I still, at my age, 72, carry so much Catholic guilt. And I think I've mentioned this before, but when I was growing up in Westchester, California, right near the Los Angeles airport in the 50s, nice little neighborhood, we had incinerators in our backyard. And so every once in a while I just remember every once in a while walking to the incinerator with my mom to empty or burn the trash. And I remember being like, that was fearful for me. First of all, I was probably just the right height to see where the furnace and the fire was flaming. And I remember being raised Catholic, that the nuns, they would teach us about heaven, hell, and purgatory. And that purgatory was just like hell, only you had the hope of going to heaven after the fire burned away your sinfulness. So I, being a little girl and even an adult, grew up with the idea, with the notion that Jesus would like, oh, okay, Cindy, you've sinned. You stayed out past your mother said to come home when the street lights went off, and you came home after that. So you sinned, you disobeyed your parents. Come on, you've got to come out to the incinerator, because you have to burn for a while. You have to get in that incinerator and burn that sin away. And so that is like, I have grown up with the notion of I know here, but in here and in my emotion and in my memory, that has stayed with me, that the burning, the fire, the suffering, that godness of authority and repentance. So to see, even to this day, to see The Chosen and to see Jesus portrayed as, like I said, someone with a sense of humor, someone so loving, someone that hugged hard and tight, it just brings me such joy. So that is a little bit of an explanation for all of you adult Catholics out there. I think you'll understand where I'm coming from. And I see the disciples so human. That Matthew, the autism of Matthew, the sons of thunder, James and John, and Simon, Peter, the rock. Simon is, he's a buff fisherman, and he's married, and he loves his wife, and he, well, anyway, I can't get over it. And Mary Magdalene is just so, she's just so wonderful, elegant, graceful, loving, and of course, Mary, Jesus's mother. I really see her heart as a mother towards Jesus. And well, if you have not been watching it, you absolutely must. And there are all these, when I watch it over again, there are all these nuggets that I listen to or I see, because I'm really looking at the costumes, looking at the setting, the clay jars and the houses that they live in and all of that. I think it's probably very authentic. Okay, look at this munchkin. Okay, she still continues to go to puppy boot camp. Kathy is still working with her, and she is a much calmer puppy. Supposedly her birthday is March 22nd, so she's getting up there, and well, not really. And so Kathy is teaching me to work with her, Now, here's another thing I want to share. I am flying to Kauai February 21st. How awesome is that? A member of our family has a place in Kauai, Princeville. Now, for those of you who have been to Princeville, great. Then there's the other side of the island called, I forget what it's called, but it's much more, I think it's more youth oriented. There's more action there. Princeville is kind of quiet. They do have the big golf course on Princeville. And actually where I will be staying, like I said, is in Princeville. Now, one of the things I'm thrilled about is through the years, my parents and I, as my parents got older, you know, and I've said this before in other videos, they loved going to Kauai. And as my parents got older, they wanted to go, but they couldn't go by themselves because they needed help. And so sometimes one of my sisters and I went with them. Another time my brother and I went with them. A couple of times I just went with them. So I have really fond memories from Princeville. But it does seem like every time we've been there, like I said, there's not a lot to do there. And there are a couple nice places. For example, there's the St. Regis. And it's like a 5-star hotel. It's absolutely beautiful. But sometimes that has been under construction and closed. And it's like, well, shoot, you know, hi, baby. Shoot, you know, what are we going to do now? Okay, Poppy found her toy out in the backyard. Yes, good girl. Yes. This year, St. Regis has reopened. And I guess it's like new and improved or whatever. So I'm thrilled about that. So we'll be able to go to the St. Regis Hotel for like a happy hour. And when I have been there before, they have live music and things like that. And of course, the view is of the ocean and it's just beautiful. And I will be able to be there 2 weeks. So I will be videotaping from Kauai and from the place where I will be staying. I'm going with some family members, and so I can't wait. So what I've been doing is kind of mentally packing. I do have some other family members that are going to be coming and staying in my house. They are on a golf mission, so they're going to be coming to the desert to play golf with their kids, and so it worked out perfectly. Now, I know in Kauai, it rains a lot. So, but even if it rains, you know, if it's pouring down rain, you know, we go inside, of course. If we're at home, we stay in the house. If we are out and about, we get into a shop or a restaurant that, you know, has coverage, I'll say. A lot of the restaurants there are indoor, outdoor, and so you can, you know, you can actually be in the restaurant if it pours down raining and be sitting outside and still be able to enjoy staying dry. There are some hiking trails, and mostly I just love sitting on the beach. The water is warm, and even if it's not full out sunshiny, although I will say I've done a weather forecast, and it's supposed to be in the 70s. While we are there. Some days rainy, partly rainy, whatever, but that's to be expected. That's no big surprise. So anyway, I'm excited to videotape and to take you to Kauai with me. Let me see here. I do have a Valentine this year, a special man, and we are going out to dinner tomorrow night. And so I will keep you posted. I've been trying to think of my new special man's name. Well, you know his first name is Eric because I happened to drop that name the other day. But just like there was Mr. Swoon, who, by the way, you know, we still keep in touch. And he is just such a great gentleman. But in the meantime, I have met somebody else that is... well, I'm going to just call him Mr. Wonderful. So anyway, I will keep you posted on Mr. Wonderful, Mr. W. And in the meantime, I want you guys to have a very good Valentine's Day. I really, I have been, I haven't really been doing much to share with you guys other than just sort of hanging around the house. Another thing that I wanted to mention was something I've been watching on TV is that historical figures brought to life. And because I'm so hooked on The Chosen, I just, something came up and it was that channel, but it had, one of them was Jesus. So I looked at that and, I love any time that I can see Jesus in a human, with a human look on his face, with a giggle in his mouth, with a smile, because that just makes him so relatable. Okay, Poppy's yelling for me, and I will, to be continued. P.S. I love you. Mwah. Until our next conversation. Doing things around the house, and then, Poppy's puppy. Poppy's